Okay, I'm checking. It looks like the stream has started. At least on one of them. Let's check the other one. Eventually I'll get a lot better at this, but I still need to just make sure I'm doing this correctly to begin with. Okay, it looks like I started on YouTube as well. I wonder what the best way is to actually check on YouTube quickly, because it feels like I always do it so slowly. Like I can't see it for some reason. Anyways, let's go ahead and just get this thing started. So we're on day 30 of our challenge of learning 300 kanji in 30 days. And let me just show you guys real quick. We're in the middle of a lesson, but we keep track of how many we've learned in Shirabe Jisho right here. And we've learned 297. And I figured it'd be a great idea to just show that I reach 300 on stream on camera, because it's been a long journey. I pretty much did not miss a single day of intentional studying. So the journey so far has been a duration of 32 days. Today is day 32 in theory, duration-wise, but the day after day 10 was a checkpoint 1 test. So that's when I went over 100 kanji and showcased that I more or less knew all of them, right about 96 with certainty, and then 200, right about 190 something with certainty. And then this is now technically study day 30, and we did not stop or take a break in between any of that. So basically 30 study days plus 2 checkpoint days just to show that I got 100 and 200 kanji at the right time. So yeah, this has been a very, very interesting journey for me. I just feel like last year when I did my thing regarding learning Japanese using AI, that was fun and interesting, but I felt like it wasn't really to the extent of this. This felt like something that was laser focused on one thing. And I'm a little worried. Let me check, because I still can't see my own stream on YouTube. So I'm gonna just take a moment to check on that. It says that we're live here, but it seems like I can't see it for some reason. It's very troubling. Maybe I'll just close the app real quick. But yeah, I just want to make 100% sure that I'm doing this right, because it is kind of day 30, which is a big one. Okay, now I can see it. I am just going to observe myself because I want to make sure that things are going okay. Okay. Everything looks more or less good now. But for this session, I basically just wanted to hit 300 on stream together. And I know my streams are very small, people pop in and out. It's basically almost 0 views, but I don't mind. This is me just documenting the progress and me also getting used to streaming. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's finish this off on stream. Okay. I need to get used to... Why does this one... That's fine. I'll just leave it like that. So this one is a cool one. Yo. Yang of yin and yang. Taiyo. Interesting. I knew that Taiyo was sun, but I didn't realize that it was composed of Futoru on the left, the kanji for Futoi, and then the kanji that represents young. That's pretty cool. Yeah, let's finish this off. I feel pretty elated, to be honest, to be on day 30. It feels good. Young. Not even necessarily to have learned 300 kanji, and tomorrow is when I'll actually do the real test where I showcase that I know all 300, because I feel like showing 300 kanji is very long, so I want to give it its own dedicated session. But for this one, I just wanted to, like I said, get to 300 together on camera. Taiyo. And then I'll also talk about one thing that I feel is very important afterwards. Taiyo. And we need to add something that we skipped. I think it'll pop back up, so let's just wait. But I've definitely learned a lot from this experience, like a lot about learning and also a lot about kanji in general. Hanzai, crime. Taiyo-san, Hanzai, crime. Hanzai. Okay. Taiyo-san. Hanzai, crime. I will say that I haven't done too much reviewing of the latest kanji from the past few days, so I think I'll need to definitely review a lot today for tomorrow's official test. Sun, young, Taiyo, sun, yo, Hanzai, crime. Alright, so I think that should be 299. One more. So close. One more. Chiru. To fall, to scatter. This is it right here. Chiru. We'll complete the lesson first before we go crazy. Alright. But that should make 300. Chirakaru. 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 This one's a bit interesting. Okay, chirakaru. There's some kanji that's like very distinctive. This is not one of them. And then there's also like some kanji that I find interesting, I guess. It's like the kanji set isn't generic exactly, but it's generic enough that I know it'll be hard to remember. And this is one of the harder ones to remember. That's weird. Just chiru. Okay. Chirakaru is all spelled out. To be scattered. Chiru. Chirakaru. To fall, to scatter. Chirakaru. Chiru. I think today I'm not gonna focus too much on people entering the stream. I think I just want to do this for documentation purposes. But of course, always welcome to leave comments and stuff. To be scattered. Chirakasu. Chirakasu. So this one's going to be the last lesson, and then we will talk about the 300 we learned. Sampo, walk on stroll. This is the kanji for sampo. Okay. Sampo. Chirakasu. Sampo. Chirakasu. Sampo. To scatter. Chiru. No. Chirakasu. Sampo. Chirakasu. I think this is the reason why I usually don't stream myself, like actually studying this, because it's so boring. Chiru. Sampo. To fall. To scatter. Chirakasu. Chiru. Just chiru. Okay. What? I really hate it when it does that. Okay. Chirakasu. Okay, so close, so close. Sampo. Chirakasu. Oh, chirakaru. To be scattered. Such subtle differences. Chiru. All right. As you can see, there's a lot of red right here. So this red is basically the stuff that I need reviewing. But to be honest, I've been using Shirabe Jisho a lot more recently to review stuff. So let's do a final count. I'm not going to count tomorrow for the official test, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In one row, there's 8 of them. So that's 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 160. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 240. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 times 8 is 56 plus the final 4, and that adds up to 300. And then right here we have all of it bookmarked. N3 kanji. Apparently there's more than 300. There's more than 300 kanji, obviously, because inside of this app, which is called Kanji with an exclamation point, level 3, JLPT N3, we are only on lesson 239. So there's a total of 345 lessons. So we're basically 100 lessons away from completing JLPT N3 in terms of kanji. And even Shirabe Jisho has its own kanji list right here, and kanji by JLPT N3, you can see that there are a lot of ones that I have not gotten to quite yet. So more than 300 kanji in JLPT N3 is what I'm learning right now. And basically, I thought it was 300 because ChatGPT told me it was around 300. But that's okay, because 330 days is still, in my opinion, a very, very high amount of kanji learned. So I'm very happy that we were able to do it. But yeah, it's been interesting. I'd say like I've had more fun with this challenge than I've actually thought that it was difficult. I think it was only difficult when I traveled. Other than that, when I have a normal day where I'm mainly just doing my freelance stuff and then also things for YouTube and then things for my audiobook, this is pretty much what I do other than that. So it's like I do it at the gym, I do it before I sleep, and it seems to work out quite well. So that's us hitting 300. Like it just feels like it's been a while. It feels like I've been learning kanji like forever in my life for like the recent times. And I really wish that I could like, yeah, I really wish I did it with someone else, or like had a friend where I did this challenge with, because it would have been so cool to have done it in more of like a group setting instead of by myself. Because oftentimes when I stream and stuff like that, this challenge definitely got less interaction than my previous challenge, which was the learning Japanese through AI. And I think it was because it was a bit more general that it appealed to a wider audience. For kanji itself, it's like a lot of people don't like learning it, and I can understand that because I was one of those people initially. I started off with like saying that I didn't even need to learn any of it. I was just gonna do my best to become fluent with speaking and listening, and that's it. But once I started learning kanji last year in the setting of learning Japanese using AI, I felt like it was actually quite fun. And from then on, I had this idea that it was fun, but I never pursued actually trying to learn it. And then only recently, other than Japanese language school where I was forced to learn it, where I didn't try, and for my grades for Japanese language school, everything was like a S is like the highest, S, A, S, and then B for kanji. So I got a B for kanji, and then like the highest grade for everything else, and my final grade was like around an A. So I thought that was funny because I literally did not try at all for kanji. And then this year, recently, 2 months ago, I decided I want to take the JLPT N2. So if I want to take the N2 test, I have to study kanji. That's just something I have to do. So I decided, why not make it fun and try to learn just a lot at once. So that's why this challenge came about. And we decided, initially I thought like, let's do 5 kanji a day, because that's like a number that seems kind of high that some people recommend, like you'll gain some exposure to it or something. But instead I decided to just do 10 because 300 for 30 days just sounds like a good number. And I didn't think that I would be able to do it, but I did it. And checkpoint 1, I proved that I knew 96 out of 100. Checkpoint 2, I proved that I knew 190 something out of 200. And then for checkpoint 3 tomorrow, we're going to showcase that we remember most of this. But yeah, it was quite the journey, honestly. I feel good to have at least reached the end of this challenge. But to be honest, I'm gonna keep going. I think this is just too useful and too good not to do. Like, not to continue, because if I were to just do this until I know 1,000 kanji total, which isn't too far away, like another 30 days, I think right now I know about 500 kanji total, with the JLPT N5 and N4. So everything combined will be around 500, I think 500 like 50-ish. And then if we do another 300 for 30 days, that'll be 800-ish. And then, so in about 2 months, we should be able to get up to 1,000 kanji. And that should be enough for JLPT N2. And we plan on taking N2 around July, so that means we're going to be way ahead of time, and we'll have a lot of time to just learn everything around the kanji. And to be honest, like, increasing the amount over time, it doesn't get hard, because the previous ones that you've learned, as long as you continue to review it, you just know it. Like, you don't really need to think that much anymore. You just kind of know it. So yeah, but I'll make a main video about this where we actually talk about the method in full. Like, I'll break down the method. I'll also showcase exactly how I would do it if I started over again, because I made a huge mistake, I'd say, in terms of the way I structured this challenge. But also welcome if you're just joining in on the stream. Let me know if you have any questions. But yeah, so I think the number one mistake I made for this challenge was I didn't focus on vocab. I focused on single symbols for kanji. Like, for instance, if I were to do, like, tomorrow I'm going to do the test, but if I were to do the test, I know this is shi, so this is ishi, like doctor, it's the kanji for expert or something like that. But ishi has the other kanji as well. It isn't a lone kanji. So it's like I have to do more than just the single kanji by itself. Because the single kanji by itself, I have no idea what it is. It says that it's ikusa, but like, I didn't learn that term from this app. So I sort of think of this as just ishi, which isn't a good thing. So that's like, I know it as part of a compound kanji instead of its own kanji. And sometimes, like, that's not the case for everything. So this is kanjiru, so it does have its own word as long as I add this after it for kanjiru, or kanji for feeling. Nakunaru, this one also requires that I know more than just the kanji itself. So that's why I think it would have been smarter to have focused on vocab instead. I didn't focus on vocab at all, actually. So I added it to this list only recently. So over the time span of this week, I've been adding to this list. Before this week, I really have not. So manshitsu, I know this because I can read each kanji individually, but I still think it would have been smarter to have just gone through everything in vocab form from the very beginning. That's just like a better kano, a better way to approach this, in my opinion. So for the next 30 days of me learning another set of 300 kanji, I'm going to basically learn it in vocab form instead. And we're going to call it a different challenge. We're going to call it probably, we're going to do a little double dipping basically. So honestly, I mean, like these words, I know some of them, kokumin, because we've learned it from this app, but we have done nearly zero reviewing of those vocab terms. Like, so these vocab terms, I'm like looking at it for the first time in a very long time, but I can read it again. I can read it just because I know the individual kanjis. So the next challenge is definitely going to be to learn like 1,000 to 2,000 vocab words, but continue with this app right here, which is to just keep going through the lessons until we reach the end of GLBT N2. So it's definitely going to take another 30 days to basically like 2 months probably. But I feel like what we have going on for us right now, it's just too good not to keep continuing. It does feel tiresome sometimes. I think initially around the first week, my brain was on fire and it took a lot of effort to keep learning and retain everything, but over time you kind of get used to it. It's like you get smarter and better at learning how to recognize kanji. Like it becomes a skill. And so more recently I just feel like it's far easier to read than normal. So it's quite interesting how it works. But yeah, that's going to be the next challenge. And so basically we're going to review the 650 or so vocab words that we've learned. It might have been more because we only started adding to the list more recently, like we said. So I think we probably learned 2 to 3 vocab words for every new kanji that we learned. So probably around 900-ish vocab, except we need to review it and we don't have all of it. For the actual kanji, like I'm quite confident that I can name at least 260 as of now, but I'm going to do some review before doing the official test tomorrow, because I'm not sure about as you can see, the end the end is all red, so it's like I haven't reviewed it very much. But yeah, spaced repetition definitely helps a lot. I think my main strategy for all of this was basically just using Shirabe Jisho for the kanji that I added to the list. As you can see, there's 300 of it, and I have yet to review 30 of them. So looking at just the definition and forcing yourself to say like, okay, what kanji actually is this? And then you have to try, and it's like difficult, but like you try and that's not the right one. The issue with looking at the meaning sometimes is because I looked at remainder, so I thought it was nokori, which is the kanji that I wrote. So I run into this issue quite often actually. I added one extra line for nokori actually. But this is also remainder right here, as you can see. And so it gets kind of difficult sometimes and annoying and this is one of the other issues why doing the vocab would have made more sense, is because you don't look at words like remainder and then you think of one kanji and then you write that one and then it's not that one. It's amari. I always find this one to be very confusing because the definition of this kanji is too much and myself, but if you use it in Japanese, it usually means like little, like ammari oishiku nai desu, like not very delicious, not very tasty. And for some reason it means too much or surplus, which is very, very confusing. I don't understand it. That's why I rather like learn it more so as a vocab word than the kanji itself in context. But let's X this and let's keep going. So this one means precipitous, and I really don't fully understand this word, but I remember what it is. It's part of kiken, which means like dangerous. So kewashi. And again, I rather like see this right here, kewashi right there, and then write that as a vocab term than just the individual kanji. So that's one huge thing I would definitely change if I were to do this over again, because yeah, it's much better to do it that way. Ki. But this is how I've been studying. I just go over this huge list, and the review cards hasn't been moving because you have to do it 3 times. But I'm not going to review 270 right now, so it's just way too much. This is enjiru, probably. It's been a while since I wrote this one. I did it wrong. Close enough. But when you're writing it, it forces you to like know it. So if you actually see it, you can read it really easily, because if you can write it with just the definition, like 100% you can read it. There's like no question about that. So the writing test is going to be another test that I do to prove that I know the 300, or prove that I know like most of the 300. I suspect I'm going to fail a few of them. So person in charge. This one confuses me. I think it was just one of them. But kakari. I still need to say it out loud beforehand, but part of kanke. But this one's sort of like, if I was unsure, I should probably mark it as like yellow instead. But picture. It usually takes me a second. Stroke order is something I need to work on. But there's right there. And I think you guys get the idea. Just keep doing it like this, and eventually K, or in keshiki. And eventually, like, it just gets ingrained in your brain. It's like you don't even really need to think about it anymore. So a lot of the way I've been learning this and keeping up with 10 a day is just by like continuously doing this, like pretty much non-stop. This was confusing because like if you can see this one right here, or like the way it's written inside of the small text, it looks like the way I wrote it. But if you look at like the big text, it looks slightly different. So I'm not sure which way is the better way to write it. Actually, it looks like the way I write it is a blend of the big one and the small one. So, but tsumetai, like I said, I need to remember to say this beforehand. But this is amari. This is basically what I've done for the past 30 days to get 300 kanji. And I think it's been pretty fun, to be honest, sake. But in terms of any questions you guys have, just let me know, even if it's after the stream as well. Like, I would love to answer. Just because I feel like learning kanji is something that people have always told me that is very hard, but this challenge, at least it proved to me and myself that I find it way more fun and interesting, and like it's very doable. It's super doable. Like I don't understand. I think the reason why people find it very difficult is because they're not studying it correctly. I honestly think that's it. Like there's no other reason I can think of to why. Yeah. But either way, I'm gonna make like the main video, like I said, that showcases exactly how I did it from beginning to end. But like for tomorrow's test, for sure, it's gonna be interesting. Precipitous again, steep. I always have to like dig deep in my brain sometimes, even if it's a kanji that literally popped up earlier. Okay. Steep part of Kikyo. And we can't fully, okay. Also, sometimes I just do it in my head because I'm too lazy to write it. So it's far easier to do it in my head when I'm like doing something else, but most of the time, or at least for the official test, for the writing test 2 days from now, I'll definitely write it out, because otherwise I can just say, oh yeah, that's the one that I did, but it's obviously not. This one's confusing because like there's multiple for number. Okay, cool. Because there's also ban, so. But also I'm writing all of this with my hand, so it's very difficult to make look nice. Guess is such a difficult one to write. But it's distinctive, so I like it a lot. But yeah, tomorrow's test is going to be this one. So I'm just going to show that, yes, this is part of... I'll preface everything by saying what I say will be part of a kanji. So the rules are, I just have to read this kanji, or I have to say the meaning of this kanji and use it in one term that I know. So I'll just say kanjiru, to feel. And then we'll move on, nakunaru, to pass away. And then kokusai for international. And then shiawase for happy, ryu for reason, or yoshi for reason as well. And then zen for like in zenbu, everything. Hikari, light. Katsu, win. Utsu, to hit. And I guess I should probably show it too, to ensure that whoever's watching knows it as well. Oto, husband. Jo, feeling, emotion. And so on. I know this one means to support, but I'm forgetting right now how to say it. Kaku. Not quite. She. Okay. So there are still some that I need to review for sure. I was thinking of a different one. Yeah, we'll do the test tomorrow. I think that's good enough for just, on stream, showing that we reached 300. I thought it would be fun. I honestly, like for the thumbnail, I recorded myself doing that real quick just because I honestly felt that way, especially in the gym. Because today I went to the gym and I was like studying, and I was just like, this feels so good that I was able to do this for the past 32 days straight, just either studying or doing the checkpoint days of showcasing whether or not we knew it. And yeah, it felt really good to finally hit day 30 and finish off the 300 that, yeah, I think from now on we're probably going to thank you, Darkwing. We're probably going to not stream this. I'll still continue to talk about our Japanese progress as we go, just because that's going to be a big thing in what we are doing for the next half a year at the very least for JLPTN2. But I don't really think I'm going to be streaming at least like the kanji learning stuff, just because I feel like it's not really a good thing to stream. I feel like this period of time where I've streamed the kanji learning stuff, it's like I've always questioned like, why am I even streaming this? But I feel like I wanted to do it to practice streaming. So I at least got more comfortable with being on camera and streaming and doing this live. And now I'm gonna actually stream like other things that sort of make more sense to be streamed. But we'll see. Okay, let's close this off, and like I said, we'll do the test tomorrow to showcase that we can read the 300, and then the day after that is showing that we can write the 300. Okay, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.